Alright fellas, what's going on? Denonu here, the man with black privilege. And in this video here, we're going to be talking about the new God of War trailer. And this is something I did not see coming. I'm not the hugest God of War fan. But I have played the games. I've played 1, I've played 2. I've gotten 3/4 of the way through part 3, so I don't know how the story ended. Given how the game went, I'm assuming he killed all the gods. You know, so I don't know if, let's say, I mean, because that was like the biggest thing in part 3 was, you know, like as he was killing the gods, he was destroying the world. So I don't see how they can have a part 4. Granted, I think this is gonna be a reboot. I think that's what everybody's calling it. However, I don't see how that could be the case given the fact that he still has the ashes and stuff on him in the trailers, unless he gets them a different kind of way or something. Plus, you're taking on Norse gods in this instead, or at least I think. I've heard that mentioned. They didn't show him fighting any gods and anything, but I've heard somebody mention Nordic stuff in it. So maybe he's taking down, you know, Odin and Almighty Thor and all that. So that would be really cool if that's the case, because I know after part 3, it's like if he did destroy the world, I mean, there's no more gods left. So where could they take the story? They kind of sort of written themselves into a corner with the last game. I know they had a game that came out in between part 3 and this one. I did not play that one at all, so I have no idea how the story is. So I'm assuming this one either is going to be a reboot game where he takes on different people, or this is going to be like a direct sequel to part 3. Because in the original story, I know he killed his family, but in this he has a kid and all of that. So I really want to play it because I want to play the story, because I'm a huge stickler for story in my video games. I'm not just one of these people who just play it and don't care about the story. And plus, another reason is they changed the game to a over-the-shoulder third-person view, and that has to be like a first of its kind. You don't see that. Not with action games anyway. Normally you see it with like with shooters. You know, prime example, they took Halo and then they made an RTS, Halo Wars, and vice versa. StarCraft was an RTS and they tried to make that into like a third person type thing. So you don't normally see it with action games though, like you know, like God of War or like a Devil May Cry. You normally don't see that, because that changes the whole dynamic of what the game is. You know what I'm saying? It's a hack and slash game. Now it's a third person action adventure. So that's like it jumped genres. You know? And now I'm assuming it's gonna play something similar to like Skyrim or like a Dark Souls or something like that, you know? And I know just by doing that, it's gonna turn off tons of people, you know, tons of probably huge God of War fans that are jumping into this game, or maybe will jump into this game without even looking at what the gameplay is, and are just gonna buy it just because it's God of War, and they're gonna pick it up and play it, and they're gonna be like, you know, where are my chains at? You know? And this doesn't look like he has those, or maybe he gets them later on in the game, but I know in the trailer it looks like he had like a bow and arrow, an axe, and something else. So this, or at least to me, it feels like they're gonna go like the whole Skyrim route, where you have an environment, it may be open world, I'm assuming, and you go along in the environment and, you know, you do whatever the objective is. He doesn't look overly angry this game, so I don't know. Kratos has always been a one-dimensional character. I mean, I like him as a character archetype in his game, but I've never liked his character. Kratos to me has always appealed to people who play games that were, let's say, like my older brother. My older brother loves video games just as much as I do. Probably doesn't play them as often. However, when he plays a game, let's say like Skyrim, or a hack and slash game, or any kind of game like that, he's the kind of person who will run around Skyrim and just kill everybody just because he can. Don't care about the story, don't care about nothing else. Just want to have his big half-naked dude and a sword. That's it. You know, he wants to live out his Conan fantasy. And to me, playing God of War was, it appeased to people that were like that. The story wasn't in depth. It was just, I just want to button mash and kill everything on screen. That's what God of War, you know, or at least to me, that's what it was. So with this game, by them changing the dynamic of the game, they can introduce character elements to Kratos. Whereas before it was, oh, I have to kill the gods because because I'm pissed. But it's like, you were the one who killed your family. You were the one that did this. You were the one that did that. You should really be mad at yourself, but no, fuck it. I can defy death because I'm fucking Kratos. You know, it's like, he didn't have a lot of depth. With this one, by them introducing all of these other things, they can introduce that character depth. Like if they take like the whole Last of Us vibe like Joel had with Ellie, and then make it with him, and I'm assuming that was his kid in the trailer, then I don't see, you know, where they can go wrong with that. Because then it shows that fatherly side of him. Granted, Kratos is going to probably be a strict as hell father, but they can do a lot with that dynamic, and maybe that's why they changed it. To me, I don't see why this has to be a reboot, or at least if it is a reboot, because like I said, I have no way of knowing. I know other people are calling it a reboot, but it doesn't look like one. If this is a reboot, I don't see how they can keep the same story the same unless they're just going to change it. You know, I really can't. However, like I said, I think this is good for the franchise as a whole. It may turn a lot of people off, maybe like half the audience of people who like God of War. However, I think it'll be great because it'll be like, because like I said, they've written themselves into a corner before. So now with this newer game, they have a whole nother franchise they can do if they can keep it going and, let's say, not write themselves into a corner again. They should be pretty good. But anyway, those are just my thoughts on the God of War trailer. It looks badass. I'm going to probably pick it up and do a Let's Play on it, you know, without question when it drops, whenever that is. So be on the lookout for it when it does drop if you like my videos. So anyway, my name is Denonu, the man with the biggest and the most blackest privilege on YouTube. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.